Welcome to the SFU Stadium at Terry Fox Field here in Burnaby, British Columbia, Canada. It is a night of celebration as we play the regular season finale of the 2024 NCAA Women's Soccer season. SFU hosting Seattle Pacific. These teams are tied in the GNAC standings for second place. They will play each other at the GNAC Championships coming up, but it will be in Seattle, so the Falcons will be hosting either way. We are underway now with the opening kickoff. SFU in red and Seattle Pacific in black. And, of course, it is the last regular season home game for 7 SFU seniors. And what would an SFU game be without some fog? We have it rolling through. Hopefully it will roll away soon. Here in the first minute of play, SFU and Seattle Pacific. We will go over some of the stats and information about the 7 seniors for SFU, and of course we'll give you the starters as well as we go on here, as we just had a little bit of a late start. We apologize for that. My name is Wilson Wong, and once again, you won't have your favorite broadcaster, Eitan Weisfeld, here with you. He is actually traveling with the men's soccer team, and today they were playing at St. Martin's. So SFU having control and possession early in this first half. Now Seattle Pacific trying to turn the ball the other way. Have a nice, loud, boisterous crowd here inside the SFU stadium as that first attempt near the goal will go out for a corner kick. And my apologies, I actually can't make out who's taking that kick based on the fog, but it is entered into the 6-yard box before being cleared away and then moved back towards the goal, out for a goal kick. The starters here for SFU: in goal is Kelsey Fisher, and then on defense it's Emily Smith, Elise Beaudry, Kate Smith, and Katie Richardson. In midfield, Alyssa Clark, Isabella Muzzolini, Kate Cartier, and looks like it will be 3 forwards in Michaela Tupper, Kira Scott, and Reagan McKenzie. The seniors on this SFU team are Fisher, Emily Smith, Muzzolini, Michaela Tupper, McKenzie, Katie Richardson, and Kate Cartier. So the seniors, all of them are starting, including Fisher, who is in place of the regular number 1 in Sarah Lowen. For Seattle Pacific, the starters are in goal, Mercedes Cullen, and then on defense it's McCann. It's McCann, Yone Smith, and Ahuna. In midfield it's Snedeker, Valdivinos, Parman, and Kruger, and then up front McKay and Wallace are the players on the field for Seattle Pacific to start. We are in very early, and not much happening between these two teams here. Once again, they are tied in the standings at 26 points apiece in the GNAC table, and they will meet in the semi-final. But once again, of course, the tournament is being hosted November 14-16 in Seattle. Top 4 teams will advance based on the regular season standings, and those 4 teams have been determined. And the 4th team is Western Oregon. They'll face Western Washington in the first round of the playoffs in the other semifinal matchup. And tickets for the tournament can be purchased at gnactickets.com. Winner of the tournament goes to the NCAA Championships and the West Region Championships with the automatic berth. And, of course, at-large berths are also possible as well. Cartier will fire a shot towards the goal, but that will go wide on the left side. 5 minutes exactly gone in this one now. Scoreless between Seattle Pacific and SFU. You're watching live NCAA women's soccer here on Red Leafs TV. Of course, you can also follow us on Instagram at SFU_athletics. And the Red Leafs working the ball back over to their half of center. It's Mussolini in midfield, the captain, and one of the most decorated players in SFU history. Is that looked like a through ball that was sent right towards goal. Cullen very surely picks that up and will reset for her team. And the ball is loose in this SPU end, and Mussolini looked like she had a chance at it. Instead, it will be SPU. A lead player pass there will be intercepted by Kelsey Fisher. Another lead pass knocked out for a throw-in. And pass intended for Karche will roll out for a goal kick. And SFU looking to force a turnover. And it will go out for a throw-in. Richardson, one of the seniors from Ottawa, part of last year's historic GNAC title-winning team. Believe that's going to be a foul. Back underway, SPU holding control of the ball. Long lead pass up to the top of the 18-yard box. Couple of headers, and still SPU trying to create a chance there, and a pass across out of the reach of McKay, junior from Burlington, Washington. Turnover by SFU and intercepted by Valdivinos, and Seattle Pacific will take over. So it looks like the fog is clearing a little bit here. Being moved. Lots of friends and family here to celebrate senior night at SFU. One of the seniors, there's Fisher coming out of the box to clear the pass away. And Richardson playing through a bit of the fog, and it's Kira Scott. Long pass intercepted by Seattle Pacific. That's McKay. Back to her defender, McCann. The ball knocked out of play into a part of the field with a heavier patch of fog. Looks like that'll be a goal kick. So hopefully we're getting the stats right, because I don't know if the video review will be helpful at all here. Long pass for SPU. Valdivinos. Her chip ahead. Snedeker. And then now across the field, and looks like Fisher is there to handle the ball. It will roll out for another goal kick. We are scoreless here with about 33 and a half minutes to go in the opening half between SFU and Seattle Pacific. Both these teams will be fighting for the GNAG Women's Soccer Championship title next week in Seattle. SFU, of course, the defending conference champion after defeating SPU in the semifinal last year, and then Western Washington in the final. And once again, those two teams are going to be at the GNAC tournament. You know, I'd like to tell you what's going on, but if it comes over to my side, I think I can do a better job. Fisher. And it's Smith. Just keep it over on this side. And a long pass that will bounce in towards the Seattle Pacific keeper, Cullen. Ahuna, one of the defenders for SPU. Getting the pass back from Cullen. The ball at center being knocked back towards the SPU goal. SFU looking to intercept, and it's Cartier. Gets a tap pass from Tupper. Cartier can't get that ball to a teammate before it's fired back at her. And SFU, after all that, maintains possession. Looks like Cartier now on the near side. She'll fire a shot, and that one, I believe, went off of a Seattle Pacific defender for a corner kick, I believe. Nope, I'm wrong. Looks like that was a goal kick. SFU trying to force a turnover with the press, and ball does get to Parman of Seattle Pacific. And then sent down this near side for Wallace. Wallace cutting in and delivers a shot on Kelsey Fisher, but Fisher makes the easy save as she was in good position to handle that shot from Wallace, who is from Eagle, Idaho, also home of former SFU star goalkeeper Nicole Anderson. SFU's Emily Smith, one of the seniors, one of 7 seniors being honored today, along with Kelsey Fisher, Isabella Mazzolini, Michaela Tupper, Reagan McKenzie, last year's GNAC Championships MVP, Katie Richardson, and Kate Cartier. So SFU losing a big chunk of contributors to their historic conference title from last year. But as you'll find out on signing day, SFU has done another great job of recruiting this season. Head coach Carlo Basso will have some exciting recruits to announce on signing day and beyond. For example, last year, or heading into this season, SFU got Sofia Ferremo late, and she has been another excellent addition as that cross is knocked out of play, and it will be a corner for for SPU. Last touched by SFU. As you can see on the webcast, parts of the field have denser fog than others. So as Seattle Pacific will be delivering that ball from kind of the more covered areas, but will roll harmlessly out of play. And throw in will be for the Red Leafs. The Falcons will take over. It looks like it'll be Cullen trying to knock the ball just out of play. Muzzolini trying to chase down that errant pass and doing a good job of forcing a turnover. It will be, looks like that's Tupper on the far side. Pardon me, no, that is Tupper kind of went further ahead. But it will be a throw-in for SFU again here as SPU knocks the ball out. We've got 28 minutes to go in this opening half. No real dangerous chances for either team as they have battled probably what has been some visibility issues with some of the fog that's been rolling through. And the Falcons turn the ball over back to the Red Leafs. It's Kelsey Fisher to Emily Smith. Oh, and that one just gets by her, and a turnover for SPU. But then the throw-in given right back to Smith. And the Red Leafs will regroup. Fisher will try to move the ball out towards the sideline, and she'll be forced to put it out of play. Another throw-in for Seattle Pacific. This time it's Yone wearing the number 29 jersey. Tupper intercepts and will deliver a pass out to center and then chipped over to the far sideline. Once again, it's Muzzolini chasing the ball down for SFU. Pass in for, looked like that was Kira Scott, but it just is ahead of her. Goal kick the other way for SPU. These two teams are guaranteed to finish second and third in the standings as the Falcons are trying to play the ball out of the back and had to go direct the ball back to the goalkeeper, Cullen. These two teams will finish second and third depending on the outcome of this game. They'll play each other in the first round of the GNAC Championships next week. So who knows if these teams are going to show everything that they can put on the field here. Scott being checked by Ella Smith. Smith is from beautiful Silverdale near Bremerton in Washington State. SFU recovering possession and then firing the ball towards center, intercepted by Kruger, a D1 transfer from St. Louis University. And a collision just at the sideline, no stoppage, and looks like it's Richardson who'll come out with the ball. Katie Richardson at center. Over to Reagan McKenzie and then back to Richardson. Now back to McKenzie. Tip pass. Then kicked away by McCann. Pinballing around a little bit before it's finally controlled by the Falcons. Ahuna now on this near side for Seattle Pacific. Valdivinos dispossessed of the ball before it's moved ahead. And SFU able to stop that foray for SPU. And now ball sent up the sideline. Once again, Ahuna having to play the ball back to Cullen. And now over to her sophomore defender before things settle down here for the Falcons as they move the ball towards center. Snedeker will try again. Beaudry intercepts the pass and then chips the ball ahead before it's sent back by the Falcons. Beaudry working against Parman. Still working hard as Beaudry now trying to go on the offense before the ball is finally controlled by the Falcons. Throw in coming for Beaudry of the Red Leafs. Looking just directly in front of her, but quick double team means that the Falcons will take possession. McKay forced to knock the ball out. Elise Beaudry, one of the NCAA Division I transfers, to another one. That's Michaela Tupper, high into the air, into the 12-yard penalty spot. Kick back out, but only to the top of the box. SFU retains control. Richardson across into the front of the box. Semi-cleared before taken and knocked into the air by Parman towards center. Headed back towards the SPU side of the field, and Beaudry will move it back to her defense partner. That's Smith, and then SFU will try the other side of the field for their offensive attack. Reagan McKenzie hesitating and changing the pace here. Cartier, and then back to Kelsey Fisher. Smith getting lots of area with her dribble. We'll have to go back. Parman over on the far sideline now. Ball worked ahead and kicked away by Kate Smith over on the far sideline. 3 Smiths on the field right now as we see some subs getting ready to come in. And an out-of-town score for SFU men's soccer. They won 1-0 at St. Martin's in Lacey. So foul call there, unpopular with the SFU fans. The lone goal scorer for SFU in the men's game, Nikolai Plaksik, his first goal of the season. And, oh dear, that is a lot of cards. Yeah, I'm going to have to scroll my screen to see all the cards there. Back to the women's game. McKenzie cutting inside. Reagan McKenzie. Her pass across knocked away and towards the near sideline. Looks like SFU will retain possession. Well, that looks like it was a ball off of a defender's hand. It's Jen Mary, number 4, one of the new subs. And then now a hard foul just outside the box. So SFU with a dangerous free kick opportunity here just outside the box. A 3-woman wall getting set up for the Falcons. Cartier getting ready to shoot, and it will be instead Clark, ball headed but away by the defenders. Looks like Cartier will try to deliver a ball into the box. Couple of headers, and looks like a foul call now on the way against SFU. SVU turns the ball over on a pass up the sideline. And looks like the Red Leafs will try to put in some subs.
Substitutions being made. Number 17, Caitlin Sherwood. For number 9, Gira Scott. The second substitution by Simon Fraser. Giving it number 14, Darian Lopez. For number 10, Regan McKenzie.
Just under 17 minutes left in this opening half. SFU 0, Seattle Pacific 0. Falcons looking to get on the scoreboard here as the ball is loose in the box. And nice save. That is a diving Kate Cartier to clear the ball to the sideline, and hoping Tupper can help clear the ball the rest of the way. But it is turned over. Seattle Pacific with 2 players down, trying to get the ball back. Ball sent across the goal, and the pass from Kruger just out of everyone's reach, and it will go out of play harmlessly, and SFU will escape there.
Seattle Pacific substitution including number 12, Sophie, number 31, Lord Landry McCann.
Seattle Pacific trying to send the ball into the box, but it is knocked away by SFU. Cartier trying a through ball for Muzzolini, but that one I think just too far for Isabella on this Very slick field. And another kind of iffy ball there in the back for Seattle Pacific, but they do get the ball to the midfield before it's cleared out for an SFU throw-in. Don't think that was what they were really looking for. SFU now ball deep in SPU territory. Lopez. And it's Kate Smith over to the far side. Muzzolini trying to get past her defender, but that touch just too much for a chance there, and it will be Seattle Pacific taking over possession. More subs in for SFU.
Seattle Pacific substitution being made coming into the game, number 13.
Pardon me, that is SPU. Taylor Height in for Parman.
SFU substitution being made into the game, number 19, Sarah Caravata, going in for number 8, Michaela Tupper.
Lopez, Daria Lopez, trying to get a way to cut into Ward's goal, but she is forced out. We talked about the seniors leaving the program and what great contributions they made. Dariela Lopez, one of the new stars for the team, second in the team goal scoring race, tied with Michaela Tupper with 4 goals. Pardon me, she is tied for first with 6 goals with Isabella Muzzolini. 4 assists and a couple of game-winning goals this season. Bouncing ball headed down by Beaudry, and a foul on this near sideline against Cartier. Throw in for the Falcons.
Seattle Pacific substitutions in triplicate. The first of which coming into the game, number 18, Jess Lizant, going in for number 23, Taylor Kruger. Second substitution being made coming in number 6, Natalie Bowles, for number 11, Kayla Wallace. And the third substitution in number 10, Patty Cook, for number 2, Moira McKay.
Half chance there for SFU, but they will get the throw in. Ball still bouncing around just outside the box, this near sideline. Cartier trying to get past 2 defenders. She's knocked over, and it will be a free kick. And that ball just just off the mark as SFU tries to open the scoring with just over 10 minutes to go in this opening half. The Falcons turn the ball over and the Red Leafs will reset. And quickly up ahead to Caden Sherwood. Sherwood in the corner trying for the cross. And she will earn SFU a corner kick. And the corner kick on the way, and the ball just again off the mark. And looks like SFU's Alyssa Clark, number 6, will be taking another corner kick. Another kick on the way, and this time Cullen gets her hands on it, and then it is cleared. And that is somehow going to be just a throw-in as the ball went basically all along the line without going out for a corner. SFU will, however, get the ball. Seattle Pacific looking to build with some possession here, but once again they cannot keep the ball in play, and they give the ball back to the Red Leafs before it's intercepted again. And a give and go play just kind of goes for 2 passes before Clark is able to take over for SFU. Fisher for the Red Leafs up on this near side to Kate Smith. Long pass that is controlled by SFU. Lopez eventually loses possession. And it's a throw-in for SPU. Ball fed back to Cullen, who will look to go up the far side and now up the middle. Snedeker. And SFU having a couple of opportunities to win the ball, and then they finally do with Muzzolini once again creating havoc for SPU. Quickly sent up ahead before it is intercepted and sent back up by Yone. And two teams have been having trouble keeping possession here. SFU trying to get on the scoreboard. We have just over 4:48 to go in the opening half. SFU has had, I'd say, the run of play, but maybe a couple of half dangerous opportunities in front of the net. And this time it is cleared for a corner. And again, I believe it's the third time a ball that just bounces past the goalpost or past the net. Dangerous result. May not have been exactly what players have designed. And then once again, SPU turning the ball over by playing some pretty risky passes in the back. And once again, SPU clears just for a throw-in. Oh, it will be actually Falcons throw-in. And back the other way will be Simon Fraser throw-in. Once again, these two teams are tied in the standings as we head into the final day of the regular season. And then we'll be meeting in the first round of the GNAC playoffs. And for those of you wanting to buy tickets, it's at gnactickets.com. You get access to the games at Interbay Stadium in Seattle, November 14 and 16. SFU, of course, trying to repeat what it did last year, which was to beat both Seattle Pacific and then Western Washington to win the conference title for the first time in its NCAA history. And this Red Leafs team continues to make history. They've actually set the NCAA era record for wins in a season for their team. And looking to add to it. I believe they're trying to still chase the goals record, which may be just out of their reach. And this time the Falcons are able to move the ball directly up from the back. Once again, the Red Leafs doing a good job of getting possession back, and so now Fisher will reset this Red Leafs team. Clark, wearing number 6 for SFU. Cross headed into the air. Cartier trying to fight for the ball. Bounces down to Sherwood, trying to get her leg on it and still fighting for the ball. Last touch by the defender, Mary. And Sherwood trying to get past her defender is able to win a throw-in. 1:04 to go in the opening half between Simon Fraser and Seattle Pacific. 0-0 draw so far. .34 seconds to go in the opening half. Ball fed up the field. And that one, again, will be too far for the lead SFU player. Goal kick for the Falcons. And This should really run out the opening half, a scoreless draw between these two teams. In terms of stats, not much difference between these two teams. SFU does have 6 shots compared to SPU's 2. 3-2 in terms of corners for the Red Leafs, and 5 fouls to 2 for the Falcons. So, with that, we will take a break at the half, scoreless, 0-0 between the Falcons and the host Red Leafs here on senior night inside the SFU Stadium at Terry Fox Field here in Burnaby, British Columbia, Canada. You're watching Red Leafs TV, and we thank you for joining us here on this broadcast. We will take a short break, about 13 minutes, before we come back with some more first half stats and the second half in the regular season finale for these two teams. And we are back underway here at the SFU Stadium at Terry Fox Field. SFU and Seattle Pacific tied at 0 after 45 minutes of play. And in that first half, not much in terms of really dangerous goal-scoring opportunities, but it was the Red Leafs owning a 6-2 advantage in shots. And one save each for the goalies Cullen and Fisher, 7 seniors for Seattle Pacific, for SFU tonight, as they were celebrated in the pregame festivities along with their friends and family. One of the seniors is Kelsey Fisher, starting in goal, as SFU could not get that shot to go through. Fisher playing 18 games for the Red Leafs, 59 saves and .760 save percentage. We'll go over some of the other Red Leaf seniors as the game goes on. Still very early in this second half. Of course, you have a couple of stalwart defenders here as the seniors Emily Smith and Katie Richardson. Emily Smith, a second-team All-Conference in 2023. Coming into today, 64 games for the Red Leafs. Very quickly, SFU, Muzzolini lifting a shot and a great save by Cullen as she just knocks the ball over the crossbar, but it will be a corner kick for SFU. That was an excellent save by the SPU goalkeeper, Cullen, the junior from Spokane. Just tipping that shot from Muzzolini over the bar. Not much else she could do with it with the ball at that height. And now SFU will look to build on that, look to see if they can take advantage. And the corner kick delivered once again, pushed away by Cullen, ball at the top of the box. And then now a long shot just wide of the net as well. So SFU coming that much closer to opening the scoring here in this regular season finale. If they do tie, they will end up with the same number of points in conference play this year, coming into this game tied behind Western Washington, the number 1 team. And the Vikings will be the number 1 seed at next week's GNAC Women's Soccer Championships. Seattle Pacific will host at Interbay Stadium. And for SFU fans looking to head down, you can go buy tickets at gnactickets.com. Fisher with a collision there with one of her defenders, Kate Smith, but everyone is okay as we get set to restart play. The ball over on the far sideline and move back towards center. Beaudry now out to Muzzolini. Katie Richardson trying to go back to Muzzolini, but it is instead knocked away and intercepted by Snedeker. And then eventually out for a throw-in by SPU. Parman now back, reversing the ball as the Falcons go through Valdivinos. And then one back by SFU Cartier now, sending the ball ahead. Partially cleared, still loose at center, and then SFU will regroup back in their own end. Fisher to Kate Smith. Lots of room for her to run, getting encouragement from the fans. Kate Smith up the sideline. Richardson. And then over to Clark. Clark's pass intercepted, and One back by Beaudry, although the last touch, yes, off of SPU. The Red Leafs continue on the attack, trying to get the opening goal here. 39 minutes, 40 seconds left in the game. Cartier, you can tell by the captain's armband. Smith. Lead player pass. Kira Scott trying to get a hold of the ball, can't do so. Ball partially clear to the top of the box. SFU recovers possession. Muzzolini, Clark, Richardson. Richardson sending the ball towards the goal, and a nice save by Cullen. Looked a bit dangerous for SFU, but Cullen was able to get possession and give the ball back as she rolls it to her teammate and then getting the pass back. So SPU liking to play the ball out of the back, but again, they kick the ball out of bounds for a turnover. Clark, Richardson, quick tap pass ahead, and then another ball out of play. Fight down at the line, and it will be free kick for Seattle Pacific. You're watching live coverage of NCAA women's soccer, the GNAC regular season finale for both Simon Fraser and Seattle Pacific here at the SFU Stadium at Terry Fox Field. Wilson Wong here with you, bringing you the last game of the year. It's for the regular season here on senior night. Muzzolini, one of those seniors, kicks a ball off of an SPU player and out of play. Some other scores for you from around the GNAC earlier today at St. Martin's. The Saints defeated Central Washington 2-1, and in Billings, Montana State Billings lost 3-0 to Western Washington. And then just started Northwest Nazarene at Western Oregon. So that game is scoreless. We are scoreless here at SFU's Burnaby Mountain campus. SFU wins a loose ball deep in the SPU, and Muzzolini trying to get on the end of the deflected pass, tries a cross, but again kicked out. And the Red Leafs trying to get on the scoreboard. Richardson will throw the ball in. Muzzolini looking for the cross, bounces to the front of the net. At the top of the 6-yard box, pass across. The one-timer, Cartier saved once, and then the second shot is sent high over the net. And SFU missing a couple of good opportunities to get the first goal of the game, but showing positive play here, and they are certainly the team that has had better chances to score in this scoreless draw so far. Certainly would have been nice for one of the seniors to get a goal on senior night. Cartier with a good opportunity there, but you see Muzzolini doing lots of great work, and certainly you would think that at some point it would pay off. 35-40 to go in the second half, 0-0 between Seattle Pacific and SFU. Fisher takes her time before delivering her kick, which is then sent back out of play for an SFU throw-in. Throw-in is delivered. First touch by Seattle Pacific, and the Falcons do try to turn the play up the field. And a long shot there, handled easily by Kelsey Fisher. Now Fisher once again kicking the ball down the field at center, and header won by Seattle Pacific. Cullen out to her defender McCann. Her pass quickly sent back the other way on a header, and SFU unable to keep control, and the Falcons forcing the ball up towards the middle now. Snedeker feeding the ball up ahead, and quickly the through ball is going to be handled by Kelsey Fisher with help from Emily Smith. So nicely done there by SFU as they take care of that potential scoring opportunity by Seattle Pacific. Very quickly, SFU directly up the field. Reagan McKenzie in the middle of the fray there, fighting for the ball. Being checked right now by Snedeker. And there's the two of them. The ball is bounced back to Kira Scott. Ball just touched out by Parman. So it will be Simon Fraser throw in. Another out-of-town score for you at the men's basketball West Region crossover tournament. It is SFU, the men's basketball team, trailing Cal State Dominguez Hills 42-39 in the second half. Back here in Burnaby. Throw in for SPU. Ball bouncing high at center before it is neatly controlled by Kate Smith. That will send SFU up the field to try to get an offensive opportunity. Cartier, the pass from McKenzie. Now it's Katie Richardson. Richardson looking for the cross. It will go directly in on goal for a shot. And Cullen there easily making the save. Some other scores for you in terms of the SFU Red Leafs Athletics Department today. We also saw the SFU women hosting a 4-team tournament here on campus, and they were able to defeat Westmont to complete an undefeated weekend here on home court. Final score was 73-49 for the Red Leafs. And for SFU women's volleyball, it was a win at Montana State Billings, 3-0. That went over in about an hour and 13 minutes earlier today in Billings. Now the Red Leafs with an opportunity, a shot low on the far post, and again Cullen in the right space, in the right area to make the save from Muzzolini's shot. Cullen will take her time here. And we're seeing the official drop the ball down for her. Give us a chance to talk about some of the other seniors tonight. We talked about Emily Smith and Katie Richardson, the defenders. Richardson is from Ottawa and is a person who has played 67 games for the Red Leafs. All academic team, honorable mention, all conference, and then second team, all GNAC in 2023. And certainly one of the most reliable players on the field for the Red Leafs, as we see a Seattle Pacific player. Looks like she was down for a bit, but I think over on the sideline now. SFU wins the ball, looking to get on the scoreboard. Richardson. And just as a reminder, I don't think it really is a huge deal. It will be Seattle Pacific in second spot and SFU in third spot if this game ends in a tie. The Falcons own the tiebreaker, but don't think if they had remained tied, or even if SFU was ahead, it really wouldn't have mattered because their next game is at Seattle Stadium. So no matter which team ends up ahead tonight, as SFU getting the ball across the box, but no one on the other end to deliver. Possibly could have been a goal, and so the Red Leafs will try again here. Very quickly turning back towards offense. Looks like that's Tupper setting a ball that's cleared and then out for a throw-in. And SFU men have retaken the lead in Bellingham in men's basketball over Cal State Dominguez Hills, 51-50. 10 more minutes to go in that game. Ball loose and sent high on that turnover. Well, that was SPU's best chance of the night so far, but could not get a shot on target. And very quickly, the Falcons were able to turn a turnover into a prime scoring opportunity. Now SFU trying to get it the first goal, and a cross just away from everybody and rolling out of play. And that last shot by SPU was by McKay. That was the best opportunity for SPU so far in this game. We're tied 0-0. Both teams now have had some pretty good opportunities to get the lead here. And the ball bouncing into the SFU box, finally cleared. That was cleared by Kate Smith. Now the Falcons looking to build on a few positive plays here as we approach the end of the game. 24 and a half minutes to go still. But once again, if these two teams tie, they will be meeting with SFU as the number 3 seed and SPU as the number 2. And even if one of these teams wins, it would still be the same matchup in the same venue next week. So not much to be decided in that part of things, but certainly you do want to finish as the higher seeded team, as there is a foul. Mazzolini drawing the yellow card against SPU, and that's not a surprise. She looked like she was going into space for creating possibly a prime scoring opportunity, and really the official doesn't have a lot of choice but to award a yellow card on a play like that. So now the opportunity for the Red Leafs to create something out of this free kick. Clark into the box, bouncing away and partially cleared by Snedeker, and still kind of loose outside the box for these two teams. Again, this time a clearance actually goes off of Tupper, so lucky for the Falcons to be able to get a goal kick out of that last sequence. Goal kick delivered, and nice job by the Falcons. Keep that in play. Cleared high into the air and take on the bounce by Smith. Now Emily Smith, the older of the two, and then a foul just in the center circle, quickly taken by the Falcons and then moved up to the SFU part of the field. And now a long shot that bounces into Fisher. Could have been awkward on that bounce, but she does a good job making sure no weird things happen there. And now the Red Leafs will play the ball out of the back. Richardson getting to the half field line, and then now SFU looking to create something here offensively. Richardson now back at center. The last shot by Wallace of SPU. And that's a nice turn by SFU. Kira Scott winning looks like it's a throw in. Kate Smith has that ball knocked out of play. McKay jumping in. SFU will try again. Mazzolini trying to win the ball deep in the SPU zone. And now fight for Karche again, winning the ball. Now the Red Leafs looking to go up the far side. Shot on the way from Tupper, but Pretty routine save there by Cullen, and she'll look up the field. Rolls it to her teammate McCann, and then gives it back to her. SPU trying to play the ball out of the bag, intercepted by Mazzolini. It's a pass across, and then just tipped over on the bounce. I believe that was Tupper knocking the ball over. And Seattle Pacific trying to play the ball out of the back, almost found the ball in the back of their net. And probably a clip on that Twitter account. What could go wrong by playing it out of the back? Fisher just getting to the loose ball after, I think, what was an SFU tip on that lead pass. Sent ahead by SFU. Mazzolini. Cross, and it's taken by Cullen on the dive. Oh, and there a ball going off of Yone's face as an SFU player tried to keep the ball in play. "17 minutes, 45 seconds remaining in the game. SPU 0, Simon Fraser 0 here atop Burnaby Mountain. You're watching Great Northwest Athletic Conference Women's Soccer. As these two teams now will play again next week in the GNAC semifinal. Of course, the winner of the GNAC tournament will automatically go into the Division II NCAA Women's Tournament. SFU making its first appearance last year. Ball sent on goal, and that one nearly found its way to the back of the net, and I think a lot of the fans might have been fooled by the ball hitting the top of the net. But it will be just a regular goal kick. And that SFU shot just goes out of play. Goal kick coming up. SPU on this near side trying to get the ball to the goal, but be knocked out for a corner. Corner to the top of the box, and a volley is high over the net. Looked like the shot was from McKay, but there was an SFU defender right in her path as well as another teammate. That would have been a very hard shot to get on the net. And the centering pass knocked away, and SFU will get the throw in. And the ball will be going the other way, I believe, on the call. Oh, no, changed, it looks like. Now the free kick delivered into the 6-yard box, headed away and then cleared towards center. Quickly sent back into the box, and it just ricochets right to Cullen. Richardson trying to go for a through ball to Muzzolini, but Cullen able to get to the end of it first. And Cullen nearly loses the ball, but I believe it will be a foul. Seattle Pacific trying to move the ball up the middle. And a lob pass. It's cleared by Beaudry to herself. And then a teammate, Sherwood, able to come help her. And then the ball sent towards midfield by Emily Smith. Lopez. And then now sent up the sideline, I believe intended for Sherwood, but cleared by Seattle Pacific. Kruger wearing number 23 for the Falcons. And the ball given to Tupper, whose quick pass was intercepted back the other way, and Snedeker sending the ball ahead. And the ball rolling across and then sent back the other way in front of the goal. And somehow no one getting a foot on it for Seattle Pacific, and then a wild swing on that high ball. Daria Lopez clears the ball ahead. Muzzolini trying to get an outnumber advantage. Muzzolini with the cross along the field, and the ball's loose, goes to Cullen, who is able to dive on the ball. Cullen will reset and roll the ball over to McCann, and then now SPU trying to kind of clear the pressure. Now down to 7:40 in this last regular season game of the year for both teams. SFU, of course, looking to cap off what has already been a second great season under head coach Carlo Basso. They've set the program record for most wins in a season during the NCAA era. SFU coming into this game with a record of 13-3-2. The previous record was 11, set by the squad in 2010 under head coach Shelley Howison. And that team was in the first year of NCAA, the NCAA membership process, and therefore wasn't eligible to compete in the NCAA postseason. They competed in the NAIA postseason that year. Ooh. The Red Leafs trying to set the stage for a dramatic late game winner. So we now just have over 6 minutes to go in regulation. We'll, of course, continue chatting about the seniors. The person probably whose name I've called the most today has been Isabella Muzzolini, transfer from the University of Georgia. And her decorated career includes 2022 GNAC Newcomer of the Year, All-Conference in 2022, second team. The next year she was first team All-Conference, West Region first team, and the SFU Female Athlete of the Year last year. Also a member of the All-Academic team, so just an all-around high performer in whatever she does. Isabella Muzzolini, the captain. Another transfer for SFU is Michaela Tupper from the University of Miami in Florida. GNAC Newcomer of the Year in 2023, honorable mention All-Conference, and played, of course, 2 years here at SFU and has made a huge impact for this building Red Leafs program.
Seattle Pacific substitution coming in number 17. Ashlyn Valavinos going in.
Oh, Reagan McKenzie, number 10. Of course, the conference championship MVP in 2023 after scoring the title-winning goal against Western Washington. And Kate Cartier from Kelowna, 2023 GNAC All-Conference team. I said Isabella was the captain. I apologize. It's actually Kate Cartier who's the captain. And again, speaking about an all-around high performer, majoring in mechatronic systems within the engineering faculty, and was actually recently honored with an award for her academics. These players will be leaving the program after this season, but lots of amazing young talent that has been brought to the SFU campus by the coaching staff led by Carlo Basso. Of course, also have Jenna Lee Baxter, Brianna Morden, and Benji Chabert. There's one of those seniors, Tupper, looking to pass off. Pass across. It's Cartier, but she fires it dead on. Goalie in excellent position to make the save. Cullen keeps the game scoreless. Just over 3 minutes on the clock. Ball in on the throw. Lopez turns and then gets nailed by the clearance. Hopefully she's okay there. SFU trying to keep things clean here in the final 2 minutes and a few seconds here. Clark nearly turning the ball over, doing a great job to keep possession, and then finding an open teammate with lots of space. That's Richardson. Lopez. And then chips the ball over to the far sideline just ahead of Sherwood, who can't get to it. Minute 45 on the clock. These two teams, of course, will be meeting next weekend in the opening round in the semifinal of the 2024 GNAC Women's Soccer Championships in Seattle. So in one way, doesn't really matter what the result is here in today's game. It still would have been SFU versus Seattle Pacific at Seattle. And these two teams, of course, have seen each other lots in the last couple of years. Seattle Pacific and SFU played in the opening round last year at the GNAC Championships. As the play, I believe, is stopped, and the yellow card is delivered to, I believe, the SPU coach. We'll see what Kelsey Fisher can do with this free kick just in front of the box. Not quite cleared, but finally taken by McKay. Trying to score a long shot here with Fisher out of the net to take that free kick, but not quite on target, so Fisher able to recover easily and then send this kick down for SFU. Mazzolini again. Tap pass, but will get the ball back. Nope, it's cleared away. Beaudry fighting with Valdivinos. Out of bounds. SPU ball, and the Red Leafs will fight down to the very last second, but the Falcons able to hold off here as we head into the final few seconds of this game. Can SFU get a winner? Oh, here's Lopez. Lopez has to cross the ball. It's a shot on net. Couldn't get to the player in front. And SFU with a great chance, actually, I think, at the final whistle. And looks like it was Tupper who was in front of the net, but the ball just couldn't get to her. And so we will end with the score 0-0. But again, credit to SFU for fighting down to the very last second to fight for that game winner. And again, not much to choose between these two teams, which means that they will face each other in the GNAC semifinal next week on the turf of Interbay Stadium. So if you are able to maybe make it down to Seattle as a Red Leafs fan, please do so. Go to gnactickets.com to get your tickets. Once again, in this one, though, it is 0-0 between Seattle Pacific and Simon Fraser. We'll give you a quick rundown of the final unofficial stats. As we have 20 shots for SFU, 8 for Seattle Pacific, 11 on goal for SFU, 3 for SPU, 4 corners to 3 for the Red Leafs, 11 fouls to 4 for the Red Leafs, and 11 saves to 3 for the Falcons. And some of the individual stats: 4 shots on towards the goal for Wallace to lead the Falcons, but Cartier, the player with the most in the game, 5 in total shots towards the goal as SFU wraps up the regular season. Its best ever in NCAA competition with 12 wins, 3 losses, and 3 ties. And that will be the regular season. Now time to look forward to the playoffs and the NCAA tournament. Once again, Seattle Pacific 0, Simon Fraser 0. Good night from SFU Stadium. I'm Wilson Wong. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend.